so I've decided on doing one tip per day on the UK horse racing. I've changed the way the links are set up as well. If you're on a mobile, you have to turn your mobile to the side, or you won't be able to get the the links. I'll show you. Like here. I've also put on the archives on the front page as well. So UK tips here, stateside tips here. Well, that's the archives. Stateside tips there. So all of the links are still with us, even though we've moved to a different page, and that you don't have to scroll up, and some of the tips could be hidden. So stateside, coming up Saratoga, Del Mar Saturday. I've been quite disappointed with Saratoga Saturday. Some of the results are absolutely crazy. Del Mar's not like it was last year either. Very tough to. I'm going to start looking at it in more detail as soon as I get a bit of time and doing the tips myself. Lately I've been relying on the US tipsters. They've been doing okay. So I'll try it myself this weekend and read all the form for you and put my own tips up for the USA, see what happens. Right, UK tips, you press that there. I've got one in the first at York. I'm not really a York person, even though I do tip on the big meetings daily. I'm not a York person whatsoever. I like going to York. I've been to York hundreds of times, but I just don't bet there. But I have looked in the handicap. Well, this is why I've got it right. The 2-3-year-olds are the best handicapped. That's number 15 and 17. Them are the two favourites, 8-1 and 4-1. But I do like the form of Chromia. He's got track form. It goes. He'd probably do 110 tomorrow, but it still leaves him 14 lengths short of the two favourites. But you know, this track, he's got course and distance form, and it counts a lot at York. I mean, they're using different muscles on this flat track. That's why Mark Johnson doesn't get as many winners. His horses are all trying to go up a hill. And they've got their muscles are in different places when they hit the flat tracks. They're using different muscles that they've never used before, you see. That's why they seem to falter, I think. Well, that's my hypothesis anyway. It's just that the track's flat and the horses is working up the hill all the time. It's using a different muscle once it hits the flat. That's why all those hill finishes suit those Johnson horses. HM President, who was ran the other week there, that seems to be coming to hand. It's very close between that one and Restorer, and I thought I'd put Restorer in because I tipped it last week for that. For the the Shergar Cup, and he was coming to win the race at 28-1. I tipped him at, and he's just one of those horses that can pop up at any price. He can carry his weight. He's a type of horse that can carry the weight, so you can't really work them out, even though he's long in the tooth and his form is exposed. He's still unpredictable, this horse. You can pull it out of the bag, and I thought he probably could get to the front of this track, saying it's flat at the the winning point, because he did sort of struggle once he went up that little hill the other week there in the Shergar Cup. But he was going to win. If that had been a flat track, he would have probably won that Restorer last week. So the bet I've did is split 25 quid, the 1 point. I'm doing 1 point daily bet, so you can split Chromia, £4 each way, £3 each way, and Restorer £2.50 each way on each HM President at those prices, and then you do a 10p TriCast, six quid it's going to cost you for 60 bets. So you just cover all 18, 10, 12, 17, 15. You just cover all of them horses so they can finish in any order, and it's 60 bets and it's going to cost you 6 quid. If we get the big prices up, you know, you're talking, you'll get a couple £100 back for that 6 quid. And obviously Curragh on Saturday, the big racing, Curragh, York, Chester and Sandown on Saturday, and you'll get those tips tomorrow. And then I've got on Sunday, let me see, Sunday we're at the Turfentine, one of my favourite tracks. I did post last week's Turfentine, we got winner after winner, didn't we, last week? Did you follow my Turfentine tips last week? Not likely, probably missed them. It's difficult, you know, not only when I'm tipping on a Saturday, you probably totally forget about me in midweek. So, but last Saturday at Turfentine, I think we had the first 5 or 6 winners, and you can see down there last week's Turfentine results. That Val d'Orcia was first time out. It drifted to 6-1 and it won, so that was a bonus. That Val d'Orcia, I couldn't believe it. It was first time up, and you know, I give a little pedigree brief there. The dam was pretty smart. The second dam was a Group 2 winner, so that's last week, so you missed all of those if you didn't check in. But anyway, check every weekend for my tips. And now on the UK page, we've got a daily tip. Let's have a look.